This is just a little exploitation of family injury. uh, if you were actual member of the family, it would be called capital. and everybody and everybody else in the family that didn't think of it first would be called jealous bitches. Oh. So get a little torture. So shall I.
Here are the stories we're following at this hour. This man could have spent only 8 years in prison, and now he'll sit in a jail cell for the rest of it.
Oh yeah, that's me tussling with electronics. That's JB Morgan. I love how the procedure that's written into the law, nobody actually does those. They just make up new ones. So we're going to do this instead. Yay. Send us money to do the opposite of what's in the law. Yay. I mean, why fix what's working? Fraud is working. Look at the inflation. Get your Bitcoins. Don't forget to get your Bitcoins. You can trade those in any currency. Any currency. Any currency. No loyalty detected. I'm being advised by the internet operator that I have lost all my gains in the Las Vegas play, in that I should stop recording the torture. Yes, sir, internet operator, I shall stop recording the torture right now. The story posted in the last live stream. Here it goes. Will Smith, stop slapping pills out of people's hands.
Montgomery joining us live in the studio with what MSU released.
Or at least stop making that up.
She wants to return.
I know you're not gonna sing that song.
and the hard-earned
Yeah, I
dollars
heard
back
this
to
song.
families. Governor's Ivy's proposal of increased
or the link online at WTV.
Pick up your Oscars from the Supreme Court. That's the message. Pick up your Oscars from Sam Walton. And Cactus Jack over there. That's what you do. That's what they say. I don't know how true it is, but it look like you're supposed to pick up your, what is it, chronic wasting disease pills from Cactus Jack and that other fella up there. The ones getting the kickbacks from letting people do stuff in Atlanta and New Jersey and California that you can't do in Kansas and Mississippi. Yeah, that's how you get genocide, fellas. Good job. Get your Oscars.
Money.
Get your Oscar from Will. Will is now giving out his own Oscar. You don't have to have an Oscar no more. And Will's Oscar is named, well, it's still called Oscar. It's just Will instead of Oscar.
To his spouse, who is not eligible.
So get you a Will.
The videos.
Don't call it Will. Call it Oscar.
Online at WTVA.com.
Y'all might need to know this too. It's the imposter cane. I was not gonna believe this. There is an imposter cane. It was breaking news the other day. I was sitting on the couch, me and my nephew, and it was watching something. He was watching something, and that's where I get my news from. And he was watching something, and he just broke out, and he said, "Uncle Stassi." That's what he called me. He called me Uncle Stassi. Y'all know me as Zora, but he called me Uncle Stassi. That's another story. But anyway, I digress. So I'm explaining the dangers of chronic wasting disease is what I'm doing. So what he had said was, Uncle Stassi, there's an imposter cane. Now, I believe I had heard him say it once or twice, 3 or 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times. But I had heard him say it. And when I had heard him say it over here on the couch, I knew it was true. Because once you said something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 times, I believe it might be true. Because it's embedded in there. So he said it's an imposter cane. It's an imposter cane. So please be aware that the real Oscar is not an imposter cane. It's a real Oscar. It's just from Will. Because, he got so many of them, over there at the Academy. They be, every time an Oscar time come out, they say, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Smith. You think he made all the movies over there? They say his name so much. But back to suicide monitoring, or what I like to refer to as suicide assistance. Say, whether you take the catalyst and you set it on fire. I mean, you don't roll it a little bit. You just set it on fire and tell Dak Prescott and call all the boys. We got this one.
Mississippi lawmakers are hoping to take a closer look at allowing sports betting on your.
Come on, tell it. It's in a book now, but you tell it first. You tell it first. You go first. I know procedures in the public. Now, once you're in the public, you don't have to abide by the Constitution.
She also proposes a 2% pay raise for teachers and state employees all across Alabama.
a blessing because we need it. Right now, we need it. We need all the help we can get, Governor Ivy, and we appreciate you even putting that out there.
That is a reaction from a resident after learning about Governor Ivy's proposal. Governor Ivy first announced her proposal in her state-of-state address. She wants to return the hard-earned dollars back to the families. Governor Ivy's proposal of increasing tax rebates and the pay raise for teachers and state employees is her way of helping build a strong Alabama. Finance Director Bill.
Girl, do you? I'll go to 708. I did my best to show you. I can get a little freaky with the best thing. But come on over to the high. And let me tell you something. Back over here in church. And your mama is getting on my damn nerve. Do you hear me tell you your mama? Not my mama. Your mama is getting on my nerve trying to make me shout with her. I come here to word, see what this preacher is up in here saying to these peoples. Because I heard these peoples talk that something was wrong with y'all. So I come over here to see if something was wrong with you because it sounded a lot like me. And what I found out it was you wasn't nothing like me. You damn pitiful. So the reason why they up in there, stuck up in the church, is they literally playing for your pitiful ass. Because you pitiful. Mama said something on you, she spit at you a little bit, and you mad and run off all the damn New York because mama mad done spit on you. Do you know where the fuck you come from? She done spit on you and you mad? Do you know where the fuck you came out of? But you mad and you run all the way to New York. Bitch, get you a job up there jumping on penises because you mad at your mama. Bitch. Come over here and sit down. You jump on this penis for a little while, and when you get through, come over here and sit down. Let me tell you something. Tell you what your mama been doing since you ain't paying no attention.
Boy says he believes that it is important to provide assistance to families while the state has access to the one-time funds. Residents in Lamar County agree.
I think that'd be pretty good.
Banking sector that's seen two recent collapses and industry takeovers of other troubled lenders.
When interest rates go up, asset values go down, and so some of the assets of these banks went down.
The central bank also.
Big Mama can't hear. Now you done heard Big Mama preach, you faggot. Big Mama can't preach no more? You faggot? Big Mama can't preach no more because you don't like what she said. You can't rightly divide, bitch. A grown ass man run all the way to New York to ride on dicks for fun, for a paycheck, and you can't rightly divide the words that's coming out of an old woman's mouth. Knowing damn well she gonna get so damn old, she can't protect herself. She gonna need somebody to protect her. So you can't rightly divide the preaching words that's coming out of her mouth. You a faggot. You a fucking faggot. I don't give a fuck how many dicks you jumped on. How many awards you got? You got one damn mama. You got one. She know you, and you know her. So you take your punk ass off to New York and watch her die. And you know it.
Indicating rate hikes may be nearing an end, though that depends on how the economy reacts as the Fed keeps trying to bring inflation down to its 2% target.
Go ahead, tell them Western Union. Tell them where that money came from. Tell them. Y'all was they had a big old operation over here. They had a big old operation over there. What they were operating with? What they were operating with? But did you get the tax funds? I sent you some tax forms. You get them? Yeah. About the income. Mm-hmm. What they were operating with. Because I looked up at that. I said, well, there's some debt. I know some debt. Y'all see that white boy coming in there? Y'all didn't see that? Okay. Okay, because that's debt. Yeah, he didn't know. I had to sit him down over there while Mom smoked a cigarette. So he know it's debt. And I know it's debt. But y'all don't know it's debt. So let me write it down on this tax paper. So I sent that to y'all. So who that tax bill belong to? That income level. That long down there, Nissan. That's Nissan's. You just it. Did you just it? Had been adjusted. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So read them tax papers and find out what the benefits is and where you finna go with mine. Where, see, these hen, they were going somewhere. They were headed somewhere with mine. Man, my niece is Zora Nastasia Rush.
The most recent
Had a whole
data
name
showed
on that.
prices
Wait a minute,
6% higher in February than the same
That's
time
at
last year, down from
587.
a 9% peak.
That's at 587-31-6485. You can get that from the government. They know where I am. It's at 587-6316. Okay, that don't mean nothing. It's a bunch of numbers. Anybody can use them, pick them up, put them anywhere. Okay. This is Zebra. No. Necrola. Napaso. What is that word? That's a rush. I know what that is. That means rush, like in a hurry. But that right there is a Z. That's a Z. O-R-R-I. Mama, that's don't say aura. That said R. That's what that lady said at the school. She said R. Well, I said aura. That's what Mama said is aura. So I said Zori Nastasia. That's what it is. Rush. And whose is that? That's whose is it? You said that's mine. You get to me. That's mine. So them numbers, that's somebody else. They get it to anybody. But this coordination, like Harry Potter did with his wand, he go woo. And Tom Riddle turn into Lord Baltimore. You turn these letters into Zori Nastasia Rush. So we own that, right? We own that. So that's what the way it was. And I found it out that she get to me. And we made a recording of it. They call it a birth record. So it belongs to me. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. Believe that. But I see other people can do whatever they want to do with it too. And they can do it before I do it.
Last summer.
Under the United States Constitution, under the Procedure Due Process Clause, apparently, anybody just walk up to me and hey, can I get a cigarette? And then have my property and go and smoke my cigarette at the same time. And I never even know it until y'all on the news telling it.
Blaming Democrats for the cascading problems.
But it's Zori Rush. That's mine. It's mine.
Families and teachers across the state with some extra money. WTV's.
It's not John.
To do a one-time
My name is not John. My name is not Claude. My name is not Junebug. My name is not Junior. My name is not Pookie. My name is Zori. I hope that's not hard to remember. Tom might be hard. You know, you rarely hear a name like Tom. If you don't write it down, you'd forget how to spell it. You know, Tom. And you ever meet a Tommy? Whew. I know a Tommy. You ever had to write down the word Tommy? Somebody said Tommy to you and you had to write it down. Hmm. See, Nastasia, you ain't got that problem. You know exactly what to do. You ain't got to ask no questions. Bill Nastasia Rush. There is no reason for a person that you just your name was. Ain't no reason to clear that up. Person ought to know your name when it's Zori Nastasia Rush.
Rebate of $400 for individuals and $800 for married couples. She also proposes a 2% pay raise for teachers and state employees all across Alabama.
Bad. That's real bad.
Because we need it. Right now, we need it. We need all the help we can get, Governor Ivy, and we appreciate you even putting that out there.
That is a reaction from a resident after learning about Governor Ivy's proposal. Governor Ivy first announced her proposal in her state-of-state address. She wants to return the hard-earned dollars back to the families. Governor Ivy's proposal of increasing tax rebates and the pay raise for teachers and state employees.
There's obviously someone that would like to convince you that I am not going to use this interest. But yes, I burned some coffee in the kitchen just a few minutes ago. Now watch this bitch say I did. And watch this bitch use my faith in God to do that. This is what this bitch doesn't understand that she's doing. Well, I believe that she does. She knows exactly that what she is doing is abusing my faith in God to say under the Obama administration order that I don't have to respect your God on your property. I don't have to respect your God nowhere. I can mock your God by watching you burn coffee and laugh about it.
Helping.
Do that.
Rebate of $400 for individuals and
about the burned coffee.
House Bill 606 would create a task force to determine how to implement the change during the next legislative session. If signed, the 11-member task force would meet this fall to work out the details. Alabama lawmakers are considering Governor Kay Ivey's budget proposal. This proposal will help many families and teachers across the state with some extra money. WTVA's Avery Hilliard talked with Lamar County, Alabama residents to get reaction to the governor's plan.
Governor Kay Ivey made a proposal on for married couples. She also
to the governor's plan.
Governor Kay Ivey made a proposal on for married couples. She also proposes a 2% pay raise for teachers and state employees all across Alabama.
Oh, bless her.
Many families and teachers across the state with some extra money. WTVA's
to do a one-time tax rebate of $400 for individuals and
need it. Right now, we need it. We need all the help we can get, Governor Ivy, and we appreciate you even putting that out there.
That is a reaction from a resident after learning about Governor Ivy's proposal. Governor Ivy first announced her proposal in her state-of-state address. She wants to return the hard-earned dollars back to the families. Governor Ivy's proposal of increasing tax rebates and the pay raise for teachers and state employees is her way of helping build a strong Alabama. Finance Director Bill Poole says he believes that it is important to provide assistance to families while the state has access to the one-time funds. Residents in Lamar County agree.
I think that'd be pretty good. We need that.
When asked what they thought about teachers and state employees' pay raise increasing 2%, residents thought it was a good proposal as well.
These teachers is what teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves it. It's enough for everybody to have some.
We will continue to follow this story and keep you updated on the latest information. In Lamar County, Avery Hilliard, WTVA 9 News.
Interest rate. University reveals why the school's director of choral activities is in trouble. It says an internal audit by MSU found Dr. Gary Packwood awarded $39,000 in scholarship money to his spouse, who was not eligible. The report revealed this happened from 2018 until 2022. Packwood is on administrative leave with pay, which is standard procedure by the university in cases like this. Mississippi State University is teaming up with federal and state agencies to help explain the danger of chronic wasting disease among the nation's deer populations. MSU, along with the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Mississippi Department of...
I'm dealing. I rewinded far enough so I could let this bitch see you abusing the public authority under some guise that I owe you forgiveness.
Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks
Come over here, bitch.
have released a series of videos action to the governor's plan.
Governor Kay Ivey made a proposal on Tuesday to do a one-time tax rebate of $400 for individuals and $800 for married couples. She also proposes a 2% pay raise for teachers and state employees all across Alabama.
A blessing, because we need it. Right now, we need it. We need all the help we can get, Governor Ivey, and we appreciate you even putting that out there.
That is a reaction from a resident after learning about Governor Ivey's proposal. Governor Ivey first announced her proposal in her State of State address. She wants to return the hard-earned dollars back to the families. Governor Ivey's proposal of increasing tax rebates and the pay raise for teachers and state employees is her way of helping build a strong Alabama. Finance Director Bill Poole says he believes that it is important to provide assistance to families while the state has access to the one-time funds. Residents in Lamar County agree.
I think that'd be pretty good. We need that.
When asked what they thought about teachers and state employees' pay raise increasing 2%, residents thought it was a good proposal as well.
These teachers is what teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves it. It's enough for everybody to have some.
We will continue to follow this story and keep you updated on the latest information. In Lamar County, Avery Hilliard, WTVA 9 News.
Interest rates are on the rise once again. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Facing dual challenges today, the Federal Reserve prioritizing inflation over turmoil in the banking industry.
My colleagues and I understand the hardship that high inflation is causing, and we remain strongly committed to bringing inflation back down.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell announcing a quarter-point interest rate hike, continuing a year-long campaign of increases aimed at reining in sky-high prices as Americans continue to struggle.
I've got an 8-year-old at home who, has to eat some fruits and vegetables sometimes, and the price of fruit is just insane.
But even this smaller rate hike risks further instability in the banking sector that's seen 2 recent collapses and industry takeovers of other troubled lenders.
When interest rates go up, asset values go down, and so some of the assets of these banks went down.
The central bank also indicating rate hikes may be nearing an end, though that depends on how the economy reacts, as the Fed keeps trying to bring inflation down to its 2% target. The most recent data showed prices 6% higher in February than the same time last year, down from a 9% peak last summer. Republicans blaming Democrats for the cascading problems. while the Biden administration pushes for stronger banking regulations that were loosened under the past administration and promises steps to safeguard Americans' bank deposits. There are multiple federal investigations underway into what caused those recent bank failures, and next week lawmakers will hold the first of several hearings on the topic. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New at 4, there's a new mayor for the city of Bruce, Jimmy Hubbard. An alderman won the seat in Tuesday's special election. Hubbard will serve out the remainder of Rudy Pope's term, who died earlier this year.
When I had found out I had won last night, he was definitely in my thoughts and prayers. A great friendship, and just truly still miss him. And just as far as my being the mayor, I just want to continue some of his work and to just remember him all through my days too.
This some bitch bragging right. This some bitch right here. Now, I'm gonna go and say it. I wanted that bitch to be my man. I did not want a black man. I wanted Dan to be my mayor. But that bitch looked me in my face, and because he assumed that I could not manage the bitch who was trying to hold me hostage, because he assumed that about the character of the nigga that he saw walk around with God for 4 years straight, because he assumed that his bitch ass act like he didn't even know the fuck I was. So act like I'm fucked up now and too fucked up to hold my property now.
What's your
You party and the other party. Because I was never scared of that bitch. You and your son were scared of that bitch. Did not use the power. I'm not ever going to be scared of that little bitty fat.
Elect Jimmy Hubbard shared some of his visions for this Bruce with us, and you can hear.
A dental implant, also known as an endoscopy implant, is a surgical component that interfaces with the bone.
I didn't even plant that idea. Put motherfucker, not my power in your motherfucking hand. And then you throw it away.
Scan their voice. The agency says criminals only need 3 seconds to use voice cloning tools, then use it to deceive family and friends. The FTC recommends verifying the story with the person believed to be on the other line with the trusted phone number, and to not necessarily trust just the voice. The agency also says for unknown phone numbers, let the other person speak first.
Oh, fuck off. I even gave your bitch ass son a chance to stop this motherfucking genocide.
Delta is launching a new airline program to train the next generation of pilots. This comes as airlines across
In the name of the cracker, you take that motherfucking power. And you said we had to stop the black people genocide. I gave that to your punk ass son. Gave it to him.
Have faced a pilot shortage. As more pilots continue to retire, Delta's program aims to strengthen the next generation. Delta wants to attract people to their Propel Flight Academy. It says students will be eligible to get up to $20,000 in financial support. A plant in Alabama has hundreds of jobs to fill. We'll tell you where you can put that application in. That story's ahead on WTVA 9 News. Was extraordinary. Meanwhile, Fumio visits a site in Ukraine where a massacre by Russian forces is believed to have taken place. The Japanese leader visited the Church of St. Andrew, where bodies of civilians were found in a mass grave. He laid flowers there and bowed in
drummer Hal Smith. Taslima Bey interprets the music of Scott.
Before we let you go, listen to this. 2 inmates in a Virginia jail escaped from their
for a family in Batesville. 4 children and 1 adult were killed when the car they were in crashed into a creek last night. Investigators say the car that they were in crashed into a bridge on Curtis Road. They believe the car ran off the road, hit the bridge, and then went into the creek. 6 young people, all of them related, were inside that car. A 14-year-old girl survived. WREG TV in Memphis reports the victims were 14-year-old Montrez Webster and 19-year-old Atipa Webster. Jamarian Towns was 12, Earl Holmes was 13, and Destiny Lipford was just 15 years old. And now here's an update on a story we've been following for a while now. It's been 4 weeks since anyone has seen 30-year-old Kenneth Reed.
This is your Republican and Democrats being equal evil. This is called equal evil. This is reference to people who were in attendance at my last official sermon on behalf of Gibson Street Church of God. Those names that you just heard were individuals who attended that. One of the first names that you heard is a man, one of the first who was announced to die from COVID-19 in Mississippi. One of the last sermon that I ever preached on behalf of Gibson Street Church of God. Those individuals heard it.
Now the reward for information about.
And this one you're looking at, the dead one was black at the time and appeared like a baby and wiping tears from his eyes from hearing me preach. Because during the day, on a daily basis, all his friends were white. And he objectified my right to say that I personally needed him to repent and come to God and follow Jesus.
Has increased to $7,500. He was last.
But on that day, he cried.
Sugarlock. His vehicle was found on Paulette and Mahorna Road. If you have any information on Reed's whereabouts, call the Noxubee County Sheriff's Department or Noxubee Emergency Management.
I believe someone met death that day when he realized that the faith that had surrounded him was so weak that it could not see a move of God.
The chief of police and the animal control officer in Winona have been suspended. The Board of Aldermen made that decision last night to suspend Chief Rashawn Daniels and Officer officials from other cities to work toward a solution here. The New York grand jury investigating former.
Oh, he found it at Ole Miss when he got up there and them white boys he was hanging out with act like he didn't exist and he had to run up and down that football field carrying some damn drums for people he knew would spit on him and his mama wouldn't. And he died up there with them and COVID-19.
Is also facing separate investigations into what happened after the 2020 election.
Today was just
and defended the recent decision to rescue even the uninsured depositors at 2 recently failed banks.
We took actions to protect all depositors at the two failed institutions and provide additional liquidity for banks. This was designed to mitigate risks to the banking system.
Chair Powell acknowledged that the banking upheaval would likely result in less lending and higher unemployment. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Fed officials forecast they'll have to raise rates another 0.25%.
Oh, yeah, I'm going there. We're paying off debt now with dead people money, people that we killed intentionally. And when I say we, I mean we, because it was so much many bodies that had become reliant on me that the bodies had started to pile up for this one reason, that I will not shut up about Jesus. So it was a personal choice for all those people to pile up on me and then die. They chose to pile up on me and then die. That don't change the fact that right now people are willingly making money by robbing the general fund, using the disability trust fund to kill people.
So you're peaking at about 5 to 5.
Yes, Janet has been yelling that shit since 2007, and I did not know her.
Cheese sandwiches tricked out with steak.
I've just met the faggot that watched her be killed.
Serves as a nesting habitat for expecting mothers. This is Next to Nature.
Got the nerve to tell me you gon' tear shive or a bitch in front of me because you said she died, and I know I got a Ernestine at home waiting on me because of a bunch of bitches who think just like you do, and she has proved them wrong for at least a fucking decade.
Dr. Long, talk to us about the wonderful world of
what's next. And
so bitch said, nah, bitch, I don't want to die. I want to smoke crack. Governor of Florida said, nah, bitch, crack ain't good for you. Die.
Play, but it's good to, process those feelings. And
I want to smoke crack. No, die. All I want to do is smoke crack, though. No, die. But what if all I do is go to my house and just smoke some crack? No, you gotta die. But wait. What if I just smoke some crack? Okay, then, just die.
And try to use them to just go into the next and go harder. And
that's how you make money. That's how you make money in this bitch. That's how you make money.
Have more attention to detail.
It's not complicated. It's not complicated. Bitch smoke crack, she gotta die.
Okay, just
bitch work at the hospital and she not a nurse, she gotta die.
Hard work and determination pay off. She says she has learned a lot from this first season of wrestling.
No, bitch, you don't pay off a debt for 7 motherfucking years and don't go after the bitch that's sending you the debt and send your ass around here talking about you owe some people that you giving damn po folks money to owe you something. You want to go through our records? Our records? You want to investigate our records?
At Room to Room, we're back in the special order business.
Because I read that motherfucking law. I know who records she's supposed to be spected.
Because of what?
Yes, your state got sovereignty. You don't have. You don't have this kind of power, but your state got it. Or you don't have the power to kill a motherfucker, but Mississippi did.
Dangerous police releasing his image because of public student allegedly opening fire, one of the staff members in surgery. School officials say he was specifically ordered to undergo pat downs.
Yes, bitch. I don't have the power to go genocide motherfucking crazy on a bunch of bitches. But if you move down to Mississippi, you can just plant a bunch of shit and wait for them to die.
Because of previous issues. Mola Lengi standing by at the school in Denver tonight. Also this evening, the reported tornado near downtown Los Angeles, one of 2 reported twisters. This record-breaking storm turning deadly in California, mudslides forcing homes to be evacuated. Escaping. The school placed on lockdown, students barricading themselves inside, parents rushing to the school as police search for the gunman. They are warning the community tonight he is armed and dangerous. The incident at Denver's East High School, where just last month, a student was shot and killed while sitting in a car near that school. Now, paramedics who were in the building helping the victims, both staff members, both hospitalized tonight in serious condition. A crowd of parents gathering outside the school. You can see the pictures there, all waiting for word today. The emotional reunions then that followed. Tonight, police identifying the 17-year-old suspect because of public safety, they say, now wanted for attempted homicide, asking for help in finding him and warning people to stay away if they see him. ABC's Mola Lengi leading us off at that school in Denver tonight.
Tonight, the urgent manhunt for a 17-year-old student accused of opening fire inside his Denver high school, shooting and injuring 2 faculty members.
KGSW, I need 2 ambulances, please.
Authorities say that just before 10 a.m., the student, identified by police as Austin Lyle, was undergoing a daily pat-down for weapons when he opened fire with a handgun, striking 2 administrators. Lyle had been singled out to be searched every day because of behavioral issues.
This particular student actually had a safety plan that was in place where they were to be searched at the beginning of the school day every day. They had been searched previously to today and had never had a weapon on them before. However, today, during that...
Yeah, go ahead with that. At the very same time, atheists had claimed Montez's life. At the very same time, I was telling his ass to repent and follow me to Jesus. Atheists were claiming his life and telling him you should get angry at the black boy because the black boy don't know what he's talking about. So you get on the team with all the white people telling the black boy that he can't pray at his locker, that he can't pray out there at the school tree, that he cannot lead the willing group of people that are standing here asking him to pray for them. He joined that group with your atheists.
Which took place away from other students, away from other school staff. They did produce shots.
Lyle then fleeing the school campus with the gun.
Weapons, do not know where they are.
Your COVID-19 presenters.
Police rushing to the scene, a massive search underway. Authorities saying the suspect
in Montebello, and then to the northeast of San Francisco.
Pick a group, bitch!
Out a retaining wall on Interstate 580, fears of a complete collapse now. Santa Cruz County hit especially hard. One resident recording his treacherous escape right here through the downed trees and power lines. The storm now targeting the South Texas, right up to Ohio, and then into the Northeast. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano in Santa Cruz tonight.
This tornado.
Tonight, an extremely rare sight in Southern California. 2 reported tornadoes. One of them just east of downtown Los Angeles, sending debris flying. Workers watching and recording as roofing goes airborne.
It came right down to the ground. It ripped the roof off 5 buildings here in this industrial area. Only 1 person injured at this point in time.
Just up the coast, a confirmed tornado spotted near Santa Barbara. The National Weather Service surveying the damage tonight. The strongest March storm to ever hit the Bay Area, now carving a path of destruction up and down the Golden State. In the San Francisco area, more than 700 reports of downed trees. At least 5 people killed and several others critically injured. And overnight, San Francisco's 3rd Street Bridge shut down for a time after at least 1 barge slammed right into it. The high winds sending furniture and other debris flying from city skyscrapers.
So let's bring in Rob Marcy. Members of that grand jury were called and told not to report in today. So what could this signal? Jonathan Karl, back again tonight.
The Manhattan District Attorney investigating Donald Trump's hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels told the grand jury hearing the case to stand down for today. Sources tell ABC News jurors were informed at least 1 additional witness may be called to testify before they decide whether to indict the former president. Trump declared over the weekend that he would be arrested on Tuesday. That obviously did not happen. But New York is still bracing for protests after Trump called for his supporters to turn out. Few people so far seem to be heeding his call. His former Vice President Mike Pence, who saw firsthand what happened when Trump called for protests on January 6th, said people should not protest this time.
I would discourage Americans from engaging in protests if, in fact, the former president is indicted.
All right, this, of course, the hush money case here in New York City. John Karl back with us tonight. I want to turn to the story you broke last night here, the special counsel investigation, of course, into the mishandling of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. John reported last night that a federal judge finding the special counsel presented compelling preliminary evidence that the former president misled his own attorneys and might have broken the law. So the question now tonight, does this mean one of his attorneys will have to come back now before the special counsel?
The answer is yes. Trump's lawyers filed an appeal late yesterday to try to stop this. A 3-judge panel rejected that appeal. That means the lawyer must turn over all of those documents and testify. David, we think that testimony could come as soon as Friday of this week. And in a sign of just how quickly this case is moving, Trump was given a deadline of midnight last night to make their case for the lawyer not to testify. The government, the prosecutors were given until 6 a.m. to respond to that. And the 3-judge panel ruled almost immediately the lawyer must testify, a big setback for Donald Trump.
You don't see this often in the legal system, just hours to respond on both sides. All right, John Karl tonight. John, thank you. Meantime, the race for the White House does continue, and President Trump, former president, his likely opponent on the Republican side, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. In a new interview now, after saying that supporting Ukraine was not in the interest of the U.S., what he's saying now. Also, news tonight on DeSantis and a potential plan to extend Florida's Don't Say Gay policy.
Oh, I'm going to say it, bitch. I saw the genocide coming. Not because old people were scared, because I heard your children in the classroom saying they were going to do it. So yes, I spread some Jesus, because at some point with all these dead around, there needed to be a link to some hope beyond the white man telling you what the fuck to do.
Schools all the way to the 12th grade.
Tonight, Florida Governor and likely presidential candidate Ron DeSantis trying to quiet the outcry from fellow Republicans after declaring protecting Ukraine against Russia is not in America's vital national interest. In a new interview, DeSantis declaring Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
I think he is a war criminal. I do think that he should be held accountable.
DeSantis implying Putin's days in power may be numbered.
I think he's got grand ambitions. I think he's hostile to the United States. But I think the thing that we've seen is he doesn't have the conventional capability to realize his ambition. We overestimated his conventional capability. This has been a huge blunder for him, huge costs. And, we'll see what ends up happening with his longevity and power.
It comes as DeSantis inches closer to becoming a candidate And as his likely main rival, former President Donald Trump faces a slew of investigations, the Florida governor highlighting their differences.
The way we run the government, I think, is no daily drama, focus on the big picture, and put points on the board. And I think that that's something that's very important.
And as for President Biden,
I think you can beat Biden.
I think so.
DeSantis now doubling down on this controversial law critics have called Don't Say Gay, that restricts what teachers can tell their students about sexual orientation and gender identity. His administration now seeking to expand the law through high school, proposing that for grades 4 through 12, instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity is prohibited unless such instruction is either expressly required by state academic standards or as part of a reproductive health course or health lesson for which a student's parent has the option to have his or her student not attend. Opponents say students all the way up to their senior year who may be struggling could be cut off from teachers who could help. Tonight, a spokesperson for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis telling us in a statement, quote, there is no reason for instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity to be part of the K through 12 public education, full stop. This is an issue we can certainly expect to hear more about out of 2024, David.
Rachel Scott covering the race for the White House for us, Rachel.
If we are going to start going after Supreme Court judges as treasonous for abusing their judicial power on the Supreme Court, why not just take the whole damn thing and dump it in the trash over there by what they call it in Qatar? Just dump over there in Qatar. I mean, is that what treason is? Is a one bitch sitting on a court making one opinion? Or is it one bitch attacking the entire system? Because he mad. Because he don't like it. Not one bitch abusing it, but one bitch attacking it because he don't like it.
Well, thank you. We turn now to the war in Ukraine, Russia unleashing.
Now I see the difference. I see the difference in between a bitch abusing it and a bitch attacking it. And I see the difference between a bitch loving this motherfucker so much that he would never attack it, and a bitch saying he loved this motherfucker that he would never.
Assault on several Ukrainian cities. Just some of the images tonight. This is a missile sending in Zaporizhia. Dozens of injuries, including children.
And might I remind you, I still find the United States Constitution and her formulation to be a beautiful introduction to the salvation of the world's evils.
And this brutal assault unleashed on Ukraine even before China's president Moscow. ABC's Tom Sophie-Burridge in Ukraine for us again tonight.
Tonight, Russian missile striking an apartment in the heart of a major Ukrainian city. Scores injured in Zaporizhia, including children. At least one person killed. Russia also launching exploding attack drones, hitting a college.
I see visions of all white men in wigs and robes down on their knees begging God to forgive them because they had not a fucking clue how horrible a mistake that they had just made. And they did it for so long that they started killing each other over. That's what I saw.
Of Kiev, 8 people. Attacks underway even before China's President Xi departed Moscow after he and Putin said they're ready for peace. And we're learning more about that US Reaper drone, a Russian.
Oh, you gonna learn to love genocide, huh, bitch? You is. Well, that's nice. Hey, Chad and Brad, y'all learn to love genocide? Christy. You learn to love genocide, girl, yet? You done got used to it, you, Heather and Melissa. Y'all done got used to genocide? I heard y'all prepping.
The first time you connected.
Oh, look, somebody got cakes, but you can go get some pills from Christy if you don't want no cake. She had a plan for you. For everybody that like cake, Christy got a plan for you. It's called Diabetica. Go get your Diabetica. She gonna give you some Diabetica. It don't taste like cake. But if you hold on to it long enough, you can grind it up in a ninja and make you a cake.
We love it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Was a more humane ending. According to other residents, stray dogs are a common sight and a problem.
You can get you some government kickbacks from Melissa Daddy. She don't get no job. She open curves. You know where you go and you be fat when you go in there and you get you some donuts and some coffee and you still be fat when you come out. But it be some skinny white girls that sitting there that make you look like you did something. Yeah. You can get a kickback from your daddy if you go over there and see her. She get you a kickback. She mad. She don't have to probably use her daddy no more. She use her husband. He got the job.
Home in the city, and the suspension is temporary.
Suffering a devastating loss. 4 children and 1 adult were killed. They were
Why are
went
you
into
still here?
When drivers lose sight of their surroundings, it can lead to more crashes. And while all wrecks aren't from distractions, the numbers are significant.
I would say, I think a safe number would be about 75 to 80% of collisions that we're working here are from distracted driving. And distracted driving is exactly that. It's just people not paying attention to the roadway. They're distracted by their car radios or their phones or things like that.
There are a few simple things you can do to cut down on that risk. First, stay off the phone, pay attention to your surroundings, and just be courteous to other drivers, no matter how many wheels they're on.
What you need to do is for every 10 miles an hour that you're traveling, you need to be a little more than 1 car length behind that vehicle. So if you're traveling at 50,
I'm not. This shit's funny. I'm not Whitney Houston, and I'm not making Christy Val birthday cakes for vet parties. But I am enjoying the idea of you coaxing me, though. That, I mean, I'm sitting on a couch, not even in the vicinity of the bags we're discussing, and watching you run away from the bags, it's more thrilling than anything that I could ever imagine.
50 miles an hour, you need to be 5 car lengths or 6 car lengths behind the vehicle.
Dear. Hello, dear. I got your bags, girl. Big old bags. Full of shit, girl. Full of shit.
That's in front of you.
Tell Kristen.
And I mean, it's just, you know.
Phone call, and they are not from federal code. They are not considered emergency responders.
The mayor says he has been consulting with officials from other cities as they try to work toward a solution.
And Columbus Mayor Keith Gaskin is teaming up with Mother Goose and others to combat the city's litter problem. The mayor and the Pick It Up Possum Town Committee will launch the Don't Be a Litter Critter Pick It Up Possum Town campaign next week. The mayor says mostly the elderly pick up litter around their neighborhoods, Mother Goose and Mayor Gaskin will visit elementary schools in the upcoming months to educate children about the home.
You thought it out and you planned it so well, from the Microsoft plant up there at the Ole Miss school to the selling of the whole case down at the Jackson court. I mean, who wouldn't have been in this trap?
Harmful effects of littering. He believes the students will encourage their parents to take on more responsibility in keeping Columbus clean.
Well, Mississippi University for Women's mission goes beyond educating women to extending a helping hand to women in the community.
I know where you went to
Ideal
school.
Women and Family Relations student-led
on the line to, like I said, create awareness and also let our legislators know how important Alabama products are to our state. One other thing that we bring with the program is that we support an Alabama charity, and our charity is Children's of Alabama. And to date, we've donated over $850,000 to find a cure for childhood cancer.
Important note here, Alabama food product sales have a $2 billion impact on the state's economy, tax base, and food service industries, employing 1 out of every 4 Alabamians.
It's the first year Saltillo High School has a wrestling team, and one of their female team members is a state champion.
Yeah, I'll give you that too, bitch. I still haven't found hate. I found hate for a thing, and I'm glad I did it. There it is. I found hate for something. I wanted to hate somebody. Ooh, God. Ooh, Jesus. I tried to hate that faggot because I know everybody wanted me to hate that faggot. Oh, God, I tried to hate that faggot. Ooh, God. But I could never get no value out that faggot. I still never could get no value out. Woo, but I wanted to hate Charles Osborne with every fiber of my being, and I could not find hate for that bitch. And what I thought was hate for Charles Osborne ended up being hate for genocide. So you can kill somebody without hating them. And I didn't know that.
Friday.
The home hospice.
You faggots don't know what you missed by letting Ernestine die over here. Not only did Emory get a brand new body to play with, but your punk ass boys who like fucking each other actually would have found someone who genuinely cared about them and didn't have to because they was the mama and was scared. Someone just love your ass because you're you. She dead now, so you won't be getting none of that. Go home to your mama and get that.
One student is making a name for herself.
That's right. Allie Martin introduces us to the student who I want no part of and has earned the nickname Mississippi Queen for her dominance on the mat.
She could take you down.
Right.
You just try to flip out and you're trying to flatten her out. For Keely Kincaid, there is no place she would rather be than on the mat practicing her favorite sport. Kincaid is part of the co-ed wrestling team. This is the first year the sport has even been offered at the school, and she took top honors at the recent state invitational.
Yes, sir. That's right. I won.
Kincaid is the state champion in the 165-pound class. She has a background in jiu-jitsu and believes that helped prepare her for wrestling. Her sparring partner says she's not surprised Kincaid, also known as Mississippi Queen, is the state champion.
She is incredible, and she is like one of the toughest opponents I've ever went up against, honestly.
Coach Jeff Cate says the 17-year-old has a natural talent and works hard.
We went to a first tournament of the year, and I had a coach tell me that Keely was something special. His daughter had been wrestling for 7 years, and Keely was actually up 12-2 in that match, and basically dominated that tournament.
Keely is a junior. She'll be back next year, and Coach Kate says her success has already created more interest in the sport, especially among female students.
We're going to go probably from 15 girls to probably having 35 try out next year.
Kincaid says she has learned a lot from this first season of wrestling and is looking forward to next year.
Wrestling really builds mental toughness, and I kind of just took my alone time to kind of process everything, and I just love cheering for my teammates, and they cheer for me. I hope I can inspire other people.
Telling your story in Saltillo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And right now there are 9 high school wrestling teams in the south half and 9 in the north half, but Coach expects that number to grow as the sport is gaining popularity across the state.
Yep, I believe she can take you out. Okay, so you may have heard that there is a statewide teacher shortage. The Aberdeen School District is doing its part to remedy that. The district is hosting a job fair tomorrow from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the central office. It's at 1100 West Commerce Street. The district is hiring for school-level teaching positions and central office administrative openings. Some high-need areas may even be eligible for bonuses. District leaders say come fully prepared. On-the-spot interviews may be conducted tomorrow.
2 rounds of rain heading our way. We'll talk about the one on Friday coming up after the break.
Closed captioning brought to you by Hearing Aid Services of Mississippi, Columbus. Better hearing, better service.
Carl Hogan Chevy GMC aces the competition.